Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're diving into something pretty delicious, actually.
Definitely smells good just thinking about it.
Right. It's this viral thing, the heavy cream cinnamon roll hack. We've all seen it online, probably.
Oh, yeah. Hard to miss.
So the big question is it actual baking magic? Or is it, just internet hype?
That's what we're digging into.
We're going to look beyond the likes, check out the science, the history, and crucially, does it actually deliver that gooey, fluffy promise? We've looked at stuff from online baking groups, food blogs like the Baker Mama, The Kitchen, even just the basic science of dairy.
And I'm here to help unpack the delicious chemistry behind it all.
Excellent.
What's really fascinating here, I think, is understanding the simple principles. They're surprisingly effective, even though it seems like such a basic kitchen trick.
Okay, so let's start there. For anyone who's maybe seen the video scroll past but hasn't tried it, what exactly is this hack?
It's super straightforward. You get your unbaked cinnamon rolls, could be the ones from the can or ones you made yourself.
Ooh.
Put them in your baking dish like normal. But before baking, you pour heavy cream right over them.
Just pour it on top?
Yep, just pour it over. And lots of people, like the Baker Mama suggests, add extra stuff too. Maybe some brown sugar, melted butter, more cinnamon right on top.
Ah, gilding the lily a bit.
Kinda. And the claim, the big promise, is that you get rolls that are way softer, much moister, fluffier.
Okay.
And they get this like gooey, almost caramel-like bottom. People often compare it to, Cinnabon, that level of gooiness.
Okay, Cinnabon level is a high bar. Now, you'd think this was cooked up on TikTok last year or something.
Right. That's the impression.
But here's where it gets really interesting. We dug around, and this is definitely not new.
Not at all.
It seems like maybe your grandma or her grandma knew this trick decades ago. It's popped up on blogs years before this current viral wave. Lizzie T had a version like 7 years ago.
Exactly. It's a fantastic example of how these traditional techniques cycle back. They get rediscovered.
So it's more of a rediscovered classic than a new invention.
Precisely. And the feedback, anecdotally at least, is mostly really positive. People rave about the texture change.
But not everyone.
Well, some do find it maybe too gooey or a little wet, which just shows, personal preference still counts for something.
Sure, taste is subjective. Okay, let's get to the why. Beyond just tasting good, what's the actual science? Why heavy cream specifically? Is it just adding liquid?
That's the core question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And no, it's much more than just adding liquid. That's the key. Heavy cream is kind of a triple threat here.
Okay, triple threat. How so?
First, moisture. The cream soaks down into all those layers of dough while it bakes. So it keeps everything really moist, prevents that dryness you can sometimes get. Second, and this is probably the most important part, the fat content.
Right, heavy cream has a lot more fat than milk.
A lot more. We're talking 36 to 40% milk fat. Whole milk is down around, 3.5%?
Huge difference.
Massive. And this fat does two things. It adds incredible richness, but it also tenderizes the dough structure itself. Plus, unlike water or the water in milk, that fat doesn't just evaporate away quickly in the oven. It stays put.
Interesting. So it locks in moisture and adds richness. What's the third thing?
The gooey bottom. That cream mixes with the cinnamon sugar, the butter that's already in the filling. And as it bakes, it reduces down and caramelizes, creating this amazing, luscious syrup right at the bottom of the pan.
Okay, that explains the Cinnabon comparisons. So if fat is so important, what about substitutes? Can you get away with using like half and half? Or just regular milk?
You can, but it won't be the same. Heavy cream really is the winner. If you want that signature, super soft, ultra gooey, almost bakery-style result.
Because of the fat?
Exactly. The high fat is crucial for that specific texture. Half and half is, halfway there, maybe 10, 12% fat. It'll be better than nothing, but not the full effect.
And whole milk?
Even less fat, so you'll get a lighter result. Still maybe nicer than usual, but not that decadent gooiness people are after with this hack.
Got it. And I saw a tip about using room temperature cream. Does that matter?
Yeah, that's a good point, especially for homemade dough.
Right.
Room temp cream integrates better and doesn't shock the yeast. Cold liquid can slow down yeast activity, potentially hindering that initial rise, the oven spring.
Makes sense. Any other practical tips? Does it work better with certain kinds of rolls?
People seem to get really dramatic results with those larger, grand-style canned rolls. They have more surface area, maybe. But it definitely improves homemade ones, too.
And how much cream? Can you overdo it?
Oh, definitely. Too much leads to sogginess, which some people reported. Too little, and you don't get the full softening effect. The sweet spot seems to be about half a cup to maybe 1 cup for a standard 8x8 or 9x9 dish.
Okay, good benchmark. And I read about using foil.
All right, another smart tip. Because you've added all this extra moisture and fat, the tops can brown quite quickly. Covering them loosely with foil for part of the baking time helps prevent burning while making sure the insides cook through properly.
Smart. And if you somehow have leftovers?
Store them airtight in the fridge. They should be good for, say, 2 to 5 days. For reheating, maybe a low oven, 300 Fahrenheit covered for 10 minutes or so. Or even the microwave, quick zap, maybe 20 seconds with a damp paper towel to keep them soft.
Perfect. Okay, so wrapping this up, it sounds like the verdict is it works.
It really does seem to.
The heavy cream hack isn't just hype. It's backed by some pretty solid baking science, fat, moisture, caramelization. It's a legitimate way to get super soft, moist, gooey rolls.
Yep, a great way to elevate either store-bought rolls or your own homemade ones into something really special, really decadent.
It really transforms them.
It really does. And, it just makes you think, this technique is clearly quite old, but it took the internet, took TikTok, to bring it back into the mainstream like this.
Yeah.
What other brilliant, simple techniques are hiding in plain sight like old community cookbooks, or in our collective grandmother's knowledge? What's the next thing going to be that blows up online but is actually decades old?
That is a fantastic question. What gems are waiting to be rediscovered? Definitely something to chew on. Thanks for breaking down the science for us.
My pleasure. Always fun to talk about the science of delicious things.